Hello everyone, welcome to another video about activities that you can done inside your class so you can have an interactive class with full of activities. So if math teachers are wondering how can they make their class more of having the experience as the laboratory, even other physics teacher can use the same equations that we are using in our subjects. So the first step is that always think of the teacherdesmos.com. So all what you need to do is that type in your Google Chrome teacherdesmos.com. That's it. Now go and it will be allowing you to sign in or you create your account. So if you never use it, you can just create your account using your Google account or any other email. So for me, I already have an account, so I can sign in directly with Google. So once you enter and before you do anything, it's a platform where you can create your activities, interact with your students, give them the ability to describe the graphs without only using the directly graphed equations. You can always help them also to extract and know how the derivation of each equation can come and what is the relation between each term inside any equation. So first of all, you can press next to your name, there is an arrow, go to Desmos Labs before doing anything. So in Desmos Labs, you will be having some enabled features already for you. So the computation layer and the written feedback. So the competition layer, it is wherever you would like to write your operation, and the written feedback is the icon that will be viewing to a specific student's screen. And another features you need to enable if you need them, which is the marble slides and the geometry. So now I will be showing you each of them and I will be explaining what and how they will be very helpful. So if you went there, next to each word, you can see learn more. So let's press on each of them. Whenever you are pressing on learn more, he will be giving you a tutorial on how can you will be using each feature. So, and there will be also some videos for you. So now he will be explaining for you how can you use the computation layer. So it will be like connecting the screens and the components in your activities. It will be converting some discretes and isolating the mathematical moment into richer. So let's see now, and let's go down. So each of these components will be explained how can you write the computation of them, and it's like it will be giving you a note how can you input some data. So this will be helpful for the people who are caring on how can they form their own homework or task from the beginning in Students Desmos. So now let's go back. That was all about the computation layer documentation. Now let's go to the other features. It will be taking time a little bit to load. So that's fine. I can type from the beginning teacherdesmos.com. And again, I will be going to Desmos Lab, Desmos Labs, and I'm done from the computation layer and the written feedback. You can always go to learn more, and there will be shown a video explaining how can you write your feedback. So sometimes student thinking that it is interesting to have a response. It's not only about being interesting. So it's all about that sometimes they will be doing mistakes, so you need to correct their own mistakes. So here you will be having tips, and also you can know when they are reading your feedback or not, and make sure that your students they log in already and give feedback to the task, not the student itself, so you can just directly correct for them. So let's see this video together.
If you're ever helping students learn math using a Desmos activity, and you want to give a student feedback about a particular idea they have, simply click the message icon. Then type a message, something focused on the student's ideas. Then press the send button or hit enter. If you want to change it, delete it, or edit it. The student will see the message pop up on their screen whether they're in the activity now or log back into the activity later. When a student has seen your feedback, the dashboard will update from teal to gray. Students can then modify their ideas in response to your feedback, and everyone gets smarter.
That's it. So sometimes it's really important to have the feedback, and I really advise you to give them feedback, because the aim of this activity, when they give or when they have a feedback, they will be correcting their own mistakes. Now let's see what's the benefit of having marble slides and the geometry. Again, so the marble slides, it will be a way where you can tell them in an indirect way that you need them to describe the pattern. So you need them to explore the connection between graphs, equations of lines, parabolas, and more. So you can make some challenges for them. So let's see this video together.
Let's take a quick look at how to create a marble slide screen in Activity Builder. On a blank activity screen, click the triangle icon and select the Marble Slides option. We'll focus on 5 parts of the interface: adding a title, placing the marbles, placing the stars, adjusting the window, and entering expressions. Let's start by adjusting the window. You can click and hold to drag the coordinate plane, or adjust the settings manually from the wrench icon here. I'll set the x-axis to run from -3 to 15. Instead of adjusting the y-axis manually, I'll click Zoom Square so my axes use the same scale. If you want, now is a good time to adjust the step size as well. Now that my window is set, it's time to place the marbles. To do so, simply type coordinates in the box here. I'll use 12,10 as my starting point. Next, place the stars. I usually prefer 4. Let's go with 0,2, 3,3, 6,4, and 9,5. Now for the expression list. At the very least, we recommend offering directions for students. From the Add Item menu, choose Note. Then, type out your directions. Don't forget your screen title. Here I'll simply go with Challenge Number 1. Now, Not all marble slide screens need to be as open-ended as this one. In fact, all of our official marble slides activities begin with some scaffolding, where students modify a given equation rather than writing one entirely on their own. So let's duplicate this screen and then give students an equation to tinker with. Y equals 1/3 x plus 4. And of course, we'll need to update the title, challenge number 2, and the directions. And that's it. We've got 2 sample marble slide screens.
That's good. Now, let's go to the last feature. Geometry. So, now you have to pay attention that you need the geometry tool sometimes, because now in the distance learning you can't see their notebook. So the geometry tool will be very good to help them to graph.
Welcome to an overview of the Desmos geometry tool. In this video, we'll take a quick look at the point, segment, and circle tools, as well as a few helpful features in the interface. When you begin, you'll see a blank canvas with the selection tool active. Let's switch to the point tool and define a pair of arbitrary points. If I switch back to the selection tool, I can then drag these points around the canvas. That's not very exciting, so let's grab the segment tool and define a segment between these 2 points. You can also build a segment from scratch by simply defining its endpoints. The line tool allows you to construct several related objects: segments, lines, rays, or vectors. I'll stick with segment and do my best to draw an equilateral triangle. On the surface, my triangle appears as if it might have 3 congruent sides. By dragging the vertices, I can easily put that to the test. As it turns out, while the triangle appeared to be equilateral, it wasn't constructed or defined in that way. And that provides a nice segue to our circle tool. To construct a circle, define the center and radius by placing 2 points. Let's use these same 2 points to define a second circle with the same radius. I'll use the segment tool to highlight the shared radius, and then construct 2 more segments that extend from the center of each circle to another point on that circle. Now when I drag the vertices, we see the beauty and strength of our construction. This doesn't just appear equilateral. By construction, it is. Let's wrap things up by taking a quick look at some interface features. First, we offer the same undo-redo functionality in the geometry tool as we do in our graphing calculator. Make a mistake? Just go back in time. Reverse too far? You can always move forward until you hit just the right spot. Next, some of your work may include objects that were essential for construction but no longer need to be visible. When that's the case, select the desired objects by clicking, multi-clicking, or dragging the selection rectangle, and then press Hide near the top right. Alternatively, if you want to flat out delete something, you can do that as well. Delete with caution though, as this will also remove any objects that depend on what you've deleted. Looking to clear everything and start from scratch? Click the canvas to let go of your current selection, and then press Reset near the top right. It's worth pointing out that undo-redo also works across a canvas reset. In the next video, we'll take a look at our predefined construction tools, including midpoint, parallel and perpendicular lines, and compass. You can find that video and more geometry support resources at learn.desmos.com/geometry.
You are having many things to do with the geometry tool, and you will be having even other videos, and it will be giving you a tutorial to be done, so you can just explore it. And you are having other types here of the Desmos calculator, whether it is the graphing one, the scientific calculator, the for function, and the matrix calculator. So pay attention that you can use it for many things. So all this was only to teach you and to tell you that there are another setting that you need to do. Good. Now, what if you would like to explore inside Desmos Lab and find an activity for you. So you can just type the word that you would like to have. For example, you can type parabola, you can type triangles, and then it will be giving you all the activities that is related. So for example, when I type the parabola, it will be giving me the quadratic function, and it will be giving me many other activities that I can use. One of them, the marble slide that I have explained. This will be helping you to let them to know the connection between the functions and the lines. Now let's see how can I take any of these activities and edit on it. So just open it. So the first step without doing anything is that you can always whether share the activity with someone or copy it and edit it with yourself. Other than this, you can just print the teacher guide for yourself, which will be helping you to demonstrate this and write your own notes alone. You can print it for yourself using the teacher guide. Also, what you can do is that when you copy and edit, now let's go to this screen. So when you copy and edit, you will be having the ability to turn your teacher tips into whether note, text input, math input, multiple choice, checkbox, ordered list, graph, sketch, geometry, media, button, or any of these. So pay attention that you need to put a full screen for the marble sized and the graphing calculator. And if you would like to have marble slides, you need to create a new blank screen to add full screen component. So with this, they will be teachers can be able to change and edit on these graphs upon the requirement. You can even change in whatever you would like to ask them. You can change the title. You can go here, imagine what they will be answering you. You can edit on the graph, you can edit in the notes. You can even add some slides, or you can just delete one of them. So you can add, for example, checkbox question, or you can put media, you can let them to use their own geometry, you can duplicate a slide. Lastly, whenever you are seeing that you are done and you edited everything, you need to publish it or add it to your account. You can just save it as a draft. So whenever you are publishing it, it will be giving you a link. So let's see now. So by this, you are already publishing it in your custom account. So now let's go there. This is your home. This is the most popular. And here you can manage your classes. And here is your collection and your custom. So your custom will be showing that the activities that you already chose to be edited. And your collections here, that the one that you are making by yourself and you are putting it as folders. So I advise you, before you assign it, go to manage classes and add a new class. Just name it by anything you would like to, and it will be creating a code for the class and will be saving the student's name. So each time your students can just enter by the class code and they will be finding all their activities. So now press on custom, go now to this, and you can just directly press on assign. Now, if you don't want to assign it directly, you can just see how the students will see the homework, and you can press on the students preview. Other than this, you are having many featured collections that you can choose from. You can take it to the custom and you can look to the activity history that you had already. That's all about using teacherdesmos.com. Now, when students will be logging, they will be using studentsdesmos.com, and they will put the code that you had. And one of the most important things, you need to stress on them to make a Google account for them. That's the end of the video. Wait for many videos about interactive activities inside the class.